Capitals. Jersey Devil. Mine's with Al Koken and Jeff Rimmer welcoming you back once again to our hockey coverage here on DC-20. And some new faces in the Washington Capitals lineup tonight.
Lou Franceschetti is back. He has missed 8 of the 9 playoff games the Capitals have participated in. Obviously, as we talked earlier, he provides them some toughness. He's a good skater, a veteran player, so he should also provide some checking. But I think where he really is going to be most interesting in a factor to me is the process of him getting to the front of the net. The Devil defense did a great job of keeping the Capital forwards away from the net in Game 2, much like the Capitals defensemen did to the New Jersey forwards in Game 1. So Lou Franceschetti is going to be very important in that role. Get in front of Sean Burke. When Greg Adams got in front of Burke on a power play, even though I thought he interfered with him and the goal should have been wiped out, it still was a goal for Washington. They have not been putting traffic in front of Sean Burke. Lou Franceschetti is a man tonight I know is going to be looked to from Brian Murray to provide exactly that.
How about our first look at rookie Jeff Greenlaw?
I'm interested. I'm excited. I thought that when Jeff Greenlaw was with the Capitals early last year, he showed me a lot of maturity for a kid right out of the Canadian Olympic program, never playing major junior hockey. At that point, 19 years old, has now had a full season in Binghamton, had a few injuries last year and this year, but he is a strong, solid player, an outstanding skater, and another guy, I would think, providing some physical play, some toughness in the corners, but he really impressed me with his overall defensive abilities, and I know that is going to be a key role tonight if he gets out there with the top line against New Jersey, of which Jim Schonfeld may want to exploit.
Jeff Rimmer is standing by now downstairs with Terry Murray. Jeff?
Thanks, Mike, and the Caps assistant coach joining us now with some significant lineup changes. Terry, maybe you can tell us the reasoning behind them.
Well, we're putting in Jeff Greenlaw tonight. He's ready to play, I think. He's had a pretty good year down in the minors. He's a big, strong guy, Jeff. He's going to be an up-and-down winger. He's going to bang a few people. I think that maybe Corvo has played not up to expectations the last couple of games. We just want to give him some time and let him take a look and rethink things. On the other side, we have Franceschetti coming in tonight. He's been out with an injury, and he's just ready to play. We feel that Louis can get in there and also give his game, some forechecking, some hitting, and get some real good involvement in the game tonight. And in goal, we're putting Malarchuk in, Jeff. Peters has played very well. We're just going to make a change there. Malarchuk has not lost to the New Jersey Devils in this building, and we're going to go with the role.
Now, we look for some goal scoring from a couple of guys that were very, very productive during the season, and Dave Christian and Mike Gartner, guys that have only scored a goal in each game, so we need that production, I would think.
No question. That's going to be a real key thing for us in this series. They shut us down in as far as the goal-scoring department from our top players, and they have to get going. They have to fight through. They're being, as I said, checked closely, but they have to fight through that kind of adversity and handle it and get some goal scoring.
Do you expect this game to be as physical and as chippy as Game 2?
I don't think it's going to be as chippy, Jeff. I think that both teams have shown that their specialty teams can certainly take some good quality chances out there. We can't afford to take any bad penalties. New Jersey scored about 3-4 power play goals the last game, so it's going to be a close, tight checking game, but I don't think any unnecessary going out of the way roughness.
Okay, but when the Capitals club plays a physical game, we see the best hockey from this team.
Yes, you're right, and I think we can play a physical game without having to have 15-minute stoppages in play. I think playing the body on a regular basis, finishing your check, a tight checking game in our own zone will be the type of game that we'll be successful with.
Good luck tonight, Terry.
Thank you, Jeff.
Let's go back upstairs. In fact, we're going to break away here now and then rejoin Mike Fornes and Al Koken. Stay with us here on DC-20, your superstation for sports.
Pretty good rendition of our national anthem here before a capacity crowd at the Brendan Byrne Arena in the Meadowlands of New Jersey. The starting goaltender for tonight's game will be Clint Malarchuk for the Washington Capitals. No wins and 1 loss. That 1 loss against the Philadelphia Flyers. 61 minutes of work that night. 5 goals against. A 4.92 average. No shutouts. Pete Peters will back him up. The Devils will go again with Sean Burke. He is 4-3 in 7 games, logging 441 minutes with 21 goals against, a 2.86 average. He has 1 shutout and will be backed up by Bob Sauvé. Here's the referee tonight, Dennis Morrell. The linesmen are Swede Knox and Wayne Bonney. Here we go. We're underway with Game 3 of the Patrick Division final round. Into the corner, Bruce Driver tries to send it behind the net. It comes up the boards. Gary Galley hustles to keep it in play. Now back of the goal. Cleared to the blue line. And Verbeek works it out at center ice. He feeds it to Muller, breaking in across the line. Gartner's right on him. Here's Verbeek centering. And Broughton just missed the chance to tuck that home. Now back to the point. A shot to the front of the net, blocked by Stevens. Played back to Scott Stevens, and he clears it out to center ice for Mike Gartner. Gartner back to the blue line of New Jersey. The puck thrown rink wide, and Greg Adams gets a stick on it, now helped out by Scott Stevens. Stevens to Adams. The Devils come away on a break. Here's Verbeek cutting in with a slap shot. He fired that just wide of the Washington net. Michael Pavelka comes back one-on-one. He's in on Cirella, fires a pad save made by Burke. And now the Devils come back on the attack. Again, it's Verbeek working to center ice, taken out by Hunter. The puck pushed back inside the Washington zone. Here's Grant Ledyard out to Bengt Gustafsson, left side for Hunter at the blue line. Into the Devils zone and behind the net, Belichick goes back after it. And Gustafsson in to throw a hit along the sideboard. The puck played to center ice. Back for New Jersey comes Brendan Shanahan. He cranks up a hard drive, and Malarchuk gets his arm on that. Anders Carlson in the lineup tonight for the New Jersey Devils. Plays to the corner. Now Maley is rubbed out by Kevin Hatcher. Here's Grant Ledyard to the blue line. Carlson, number 20, flips it in front. That's blocked. And Ledyard comes up with a puck again. Helped out by Malarchuk to the corner. Now Kevin Hatcher clears to the blue line, but not out. Maley keeps it in. Shanahan, anxious for physical contact, collides with Hatcher. And Belichick dumps it in from the center line. The Devils change up on the fly. The Capitals have a line change coming. Here's a lead pass to center ice, and now that's broken up by Patrick Sundstrom. His pass on the right wing for McLean. Right on goal with that shot. Malarchuk to save, and Ledyard holding McLean away from in front. And we waste little time in getting going with the extracurricular stuff now. Very evident these New Jersey Devils have hitting on their minds, Al, here in the opening minutes of play.
Well, the Capitals tried to open things up by getting Galley in deep, and they almost got burned. Scott Stevens failed to knock Verbeek off the puck. He came in, and that really started the wave that has continued now for almost 2 minutes with the New Jersey Devils. And it looks like Ken Daneyko is going to pick up the first penalty of tonight's hockey game. He felt that Kevin Hatcher was after Patrick Sundstrom after the whistle. There's the drive from McLean. Now the scramble in front will find Sundstrom there, and Hatcher gives him a little pop. Around from the side of the pile, blindsiding Kevin Hatcher was Daneyko. He picks up the first penalty of the hockey game. And it's also time for our first Circuit City Power Play contest. Contestant number 1, Mike Bisacca of Fairfax, Virginia. Now, Mike has chosen Mike Ridley as the Capitals player to score in this power play. If Ridley scores, Mike receives a video or stereo unit courtesy of Circuit City.
Well, let's see if Mike Ridley can uphold the tradition he started here in the playoffs. He's gotten the first goal of the game several times already in the postseason play. And Ridley is the man picked, and he's out there right now, and here he comes with the puck to the blue line, gets inside the New Jersey zone on the power play, back to the point for Larry Murphy, over to Scott Stevens, rink wide, and Gartner's shot misses the net into the corner. Here's Greg Adams to try and dig it out. Adams knocked to the ice, back to the point for Stevens, and the puck forward with the gloved hand, so play is called. 1:35 still left on the Devils' penalty to Daneyko. That was for roughing, and it came at 2:08 of the first period.
Jim Schoenfeld's specialty teams really the major factor in the game the other night. His team picked up the intensity, and it really showed on the power play, and particularly with the penalty killing operation. Greg Adams now getting some prime time out of here. He was the guy who was right in front and interfered with Sean Burke when Larry Murphy scored for the Capitals the other night with the extra man.
Here's Larry Murphy, back skates into his own zone. Now a rink-wide pass for Scott Stevens. Up ahead to Mike Ridley. on the right wing to Mike Gartner. Belichick's all over him. Gartner breaks free. Adams charges to the net. The puck comes to the point for Stevens, but the whistle blows. And now it looks like Adams is being sent to the box. Interference will more than likely be the call. Yes, that's it. 2:49 of the first period, the call, and that'll wipe out the remaining minute and 19 seconds of the Washington power play, while Danico would be off the ice.
Greg Adams arguing contact was initiated by the New Jersey defense. We'll see if that's the case on this replay. It looks like Adams was the guy who banged into Joe Cirella and sent Cirella into Sean Burke. So interference, the proper call.
That's a 2-minute interference penalty, the number 22 of the Capitals, Greg Adams. It comes at 2:49.
That wipes out the power play now. New Jersey will wind up with some power play time. 41 seconds worth. Once Danico comes out of the box, Adams will still be in there. There's no score in the game. We're just underway. 17 minutes, 11 seconds remaining here in the first period. Capitals have one shot on goal thus far. New Jersey with 3. The draw comes back to Randy Belichick. Over to Craig Wolanin. Wolanin back to his own line. Now to Belichick. Shifts it out to center ice. He's across the blue line to Muller. That play broken up by Hatcher, and he steers it to the red line. Wolanin in neutral ice. Throws it rink wide for Belichick, and he dumps it back into the Washington zone. Here's Grant Ledyard. A quick pass up the middle for Dave Christian. Christian across the line, but allows Gustafson to go in first with some stick handling just his side of the blue line of New Jersey, and that causes the Capitals to be offside.
Well, when you've got a forward duo of Ben Gustafson and David Christian, you don't look for them to dump it in and chase. That's what Christian was thinking. Don't send it in with Ben Gustafson, the man to go after. Try and make a play, because Gus can get open. If you get into Ben Gustafson, he's also very likely to give you that quick return pass. So with those two out there, you're looking for more of a playmaking at the blue line and not that dump and chase.
Face off out of neutral ice. 4 skaters aside here for another 35 seconds. Then the Devils get Danico back. Up the left wing. Here comes Claude Loiselle, his long slap shot. Back into the Washington zone. Into the corner goes Doug Brown, but Scott Stevens is right on him. It's kicked loose up the sideboards to the point. Brown has it in front on his stick, but Stevens is after him and goes to the corner. Scott Stevens takes it away, and it's sent to the other sideboards. Here's Galley after it. Curvers picks it up. Loiselle fires and just misses wide. Another shot from a bad angle. Curvers had the drive and missed. Danico's back on the ice. The Devils are at full strength. They have the power play. Mike Gartner shorthanded it across the New Jersey line, and Curvers is able to steal it. In 25 seconds, Greg Adams will be out of the box for the Capitals. Here comes Danico. Chased by Hatcher. The puck goes to the corner for Bob Gould. Gould behind his own net. Starts up the right wing and clears it all the way down. The Capitals shorthanded, so they want to ice the puck, but this one's stopped anyway by Burke. Now it's broken up. Kelly Miller over to tie up along the sideboard. Out comes Verbeek to the blue line to Patrick Sundstrom. That play offside here against New Jersey. And we'll have a face-off in neutral ice. The penalty call is now over to Adams, so the Capitals are back at full strength. There's a break in the action. We're scoreless.
Fairfax.
No score between the Capitals and the Devils here at the Meadowlands. Play underway behind the Washington net, and Larry Murphy sends it up the boards out to center ice. Danico hammers it back inside Washington zone, and here's Malarchuk to leave it behind the net, and Ledyard starts out. At the blue line, it skims past Wolanin and goes all the way down. Here's Danico back to chase it. Both clubs at full strength. Out to center ice, and Larry Murphy. Jeff Greenlaw out there, and he's tied up right at the blue line. Nearly had his helmet removed by Wolanin. Into the corner goes Peter Sundstrom. He throws it in front, and we've got a hard hit in the corner delivered down there as Sundstrom was knocked down on the play for Washington. The man doing the hitting was Wolanin. Here's an icing call against the Devils.
Good quick reactions, though, in that goal by Sean Burke as that shot sent through the crease. Burke very alertly kicked it out and kicked it away from traffic. It's Peter Sundstrom who makes that shot. It's bouncing, a little tough to handle, but you see the good quick reactions of Sean Burke to kick out the right pads. Trying to get it to Lou Franceschetti. He does, actually. It's the deflection off Franceschetti.
Face off to the right of Burke. Aaron Broughton on the ice for New Jersey. Skates offside from the faceoff. Now it's dropped, and the Devils get the draw. Into the corner. Puck sent out to Verbeek, and on the rush, he starts to center ice. Broughton fires. It's deflected by Malarchuk, and that one made it sway well up into the crowd.
We've seen Brian Murray make some personnel changes on the forward lines, not only inserting Greenlaw and getting Lou Franceschetti back in, but Michael Babanka playing center ice between Greg Adams and Mike Gartner. Dale Hunter, for the first time I can remember this year, playing on the little bit of the left side when he was out there earlier with Bengt Gustafsson and David Christian. Now he will be out there to take this faceoff. Adams and Gartner remain. Babanka is removed at center ice.
Hunter from the draw throws it to the corner. Hatcher goes back to get it. He knocks into Muller, sends him reeling. Here comes Hunter to start out. Flips it out to the center ice line. Played back in. Greg Smith has the puck. Verbeek is separated from his stick by a check from Greg Adams. Here come the Devils. Wolanin to the center ice line, stolen by Gartner, but he gives it up. Curvers takes it back. In across the line comes Mark Johnson. Johnson winds, fires. The shot blocked by Greg Smith and cleared out of the zone all the way back inside the New Jersey end. Number 5 for the Devils is Tom Curvers. Over to Bruce Driver. Now Greg Smith works it free. Left wing side. Hunter in front. Gartner tried to get a stick on it. He was hooked on the play. The puck goes to the corner. Here comes Patrick Sundstrom to start back on the attack. Stevens steals. The Devils caught in a line change. Gartner to the blue line. Gets inside the New Jersey zone, and Danico runs him into the sideboards. Devils come back. Scott Stevens waits on Sundstrom to make a move. Now the stick comes up high between Verbeek and Adams. And Wolanin steps in and has something to say on Verbeek's behalf to Greg Adams. There's a break in the action with a score. The Capitals nothing and the Devils nothing.
We played 6 minutes and 53 seconds in this first period. No score between the Capitals and the New Jersey Devils, though New Jersey has outshot Washington 5-2.
Pat Conacher throws the puck to the corner of the Washington zone, and it's played up the left wing side now for Gustafsson. Tries to hit Galley with a pass. Velishek steals. He fires, and Malarchuk makes the save. Galley throws it off the sideboards all the way back to the New Jersey line. Here's Cirella. Out to center ice. Gustafsson takes charge to Dave Christian. Puts it back inside the Devil zone. Sent off the boards all the way down. Scott Stevens back to get it. The icing's been waved off. And here comes Stevens. Out to Doug Brown. Puts it right back inside the Washington zone. In the corner is Galley after it. And to Stevens. Cleared out of the zone to center ice. Velishek to start from there for New Jersey. Over to Cirella. Now to Anders Carlson. He's lined up by Gary Galley, and that leaves Stevens plenty of time to get to the puck. Long lead pass now for Gustafsson. He dumps it back inside the New Jersey zone. Driver back after it. Here's Mike Ridley back in the Washington end. Sidesteps a hit by Maley. Throws it behind the goal. Carlson picks Murphy's pocket, but the puck comes back now to Ledyard. Over to Larry Murphy. Murphy avoids a hit, gives it off to Miller on the quick pass up the boards. Here's Miller across the blue line, looking for Ridley. Mike Ridley just one step ahead of the play. Offside is called.
Tickets for playoff game G, which is game 5 of the Patriot Division Finals, will be Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. right at the Capitol Center. They're on sale now, so you can pick them up at all the usual spots, X, Ticket Center outlets, or just pick up the phone and call Phone Charge at area code 202-432-0200 or 1-800-448-9009. Tonight, operators will be on duty until 10 p.m. Like we've already seen some good examples of that strong New Jersey forechecking that was such a factor in game 2. Committing 2 men deep, really putting the pressure on the Capitals defensemen when they have the puck behind the net, and they're forcing the Caps to throw it away again. And New Jersey's been picking things off in the points and along the blue line.
Here come the Devils. We have a penalty call coming up against Washington, a delayed call. Out of the nets goes Burke. The Devils have a 6th attacker on the ice. A tie-up in the corner. Ridley scrambles to get possession. Muller is hit, and Malarchuk handles the puck. And now we've got a delayed penalty call here coming for slashing. Dennis Morrell is sending Jeff Greenlaw to the box. There's a break in the action with a score. The Capitals nothing and the Devils nothing.
Well, Jeff Greenlaw in his first National Hockey League playoff game finds his way into the box score with a slashing call at 8:48.
Devils power play underway. Once again, it goes up the left wing boards, and here's Kelly Miller sending it all the way down the ice. New Jersey with the extra man advantage, scoring 24% of the time so far in postseason play. 13 goals on the power play and 55 chances. The Capitals shorthanded at 85%, killing off 45 out of 53. Scott Stevens breaks it up at the blue line and clears it all the way down. Gustafson is on now with Sundstrom. Hatcher with Stevens. The Devils on the comeback. Bruce Driver spins around to Curvers. Over to Broughton, back to the point. Curvers throws it rink wide, and Driver has to chase that out to center ice. Curvers tosses it in. Here's Stevens behind the net, all the way back out to the red line. Muller, the Devils captain. Back to the Washington line for Patrick Sundstrom. Now Gustafson steals the puck. Takes his time back to Stevens. Still 40 seconds remaining in the penalty call to Greenlaw. Ken Danico on the attack with 30 seconds left in the New Jersey power play. Into the Washington zone. Malarchuk plays it up the sideboards. Mark Johnson jams up there. Larry Murphy works it free to the point. It's kept in. Walking in is Danico. He fires, and McLean was parked right at the side of the net waiting on a rebound. Here's the score. A slap shot from the point was deflected past Malarchuk, and the Devils lead 1-0.
Let's see if Mark Johnson doesn't get this deflection. And again, the Capitals running around a bit in their own zone. The failure to clear it cleanly. It's kept in right at the point. Now there's Johnson, number 12, right there by that face-off circle. I think he's the one who definitely gets the stick on it to redirect it past Clint Malarchuk. Keep your eye on number 12 for New Jersey. But as the puck is quickly shot in, there you see Johnson has the stick down in perfect position. Deflects it between the pads of Clint Malarchuk on the power play, as they did 3 times in game 2. New Jersey strikes and takes the 1-0 lead.
The Devils' goal, the power play goal. His 5th goal of the playoffs, scored by number 12, Mark Johnson. Assist to number 3, Ken Danico, and number 17, Patrick Sundstrom. The time of the goal is 10:37.
Danico and Sundstrom getting the assist at 10:37 on Johnson's power play goal, his 5th goal of the playoffs. New Jersey leads 1-0. Here's Kevin Hatcher out of the corner, flips it all the way out to center ice, and this will be icing here as Sorella goes back to get the puck. Now they wave it off, and New Jersey starts back. Joe Sorella. Up the boards for Doug Brown. He goes rink wide to Randy Velishek. the center line. Left wing pass for Conacher. He dumps it in. It goes off the side of the Washington goal. Greg Smith to Greg Adams. Now out to Michael Pavanka. He shoots it all the way back inside the New Jersey end. Capitals changing on the fly. They trail 1-0 to the Devils, who have just scored on a power play. Dale Hunter tries to steal the puck. Wolanin leads it ahead. Anders Carlson can't get the shot off. Now Maley, chased by Mike Ridley. He centers, and Ledyard knocks it free. Curvers off the skate of Murphy, and it's played out to center ice. Now back into the Washington zone for Hunter. Over to Dave Christian. Christian starts the rush to center ice. Flips this up into the crowd, and it's out of play with 7:48 to go in the first period. There's a break in the action with a score. The Devils 1 and the Capitals nothing.
From a sold-out Brendan Byrne Arena in the Meadowlands of New Jersey, Al Koch and Mike Goins and Jeff Rimmer with you on WDCA TV 20. In Game 3 of the Patriot Division Finals, the Devils have jumped out on top on a power play goal by Mark Johnson. They lead 1-0.
Danico and Sundstrom assisting on that Johnson goal at 10:37 of the first period. New Jersey has had 2 power play opportunities, the Capitals with 1, and the Devils have outshot Washington 7-2. Here's an offside call back at the New Jersey line. Al, you talked about it a moment ago, and certainly there's been a carryover from Game 2. The Devils are just forechecking the daylights out of the Capitals.
You know, it is so funny, Mike, because they're doing so many of the same things that the Philadelphia Flyers did to Washington, and yet the Capitals were able to solve the Flyer forechecking with relative ease. 2 men committed deep, those forechecking forwards down low on the Capitals, but instead of holding on for just a moment and finding the open man swinging up the middle or having one of the forwards come up down along the boards a little bit, it seems like the Capitals are rushing the pass and not taking their time, not being real patient with it. It's surprising how it's New Jersey who's forcing the Capitals into mistakes when Philadelphia, with some of the best forecheckers in the game and some of the hardest hitters, did not cause the problems for the Capitals.
If you're new to the game of hockey and maybe watching your first hockey telecast here on DC20, forechecking, when we talk about that, very similar to a full court press that you might see in a game of basketball. It's that pressure that the Devils are creating when Washington is trying to get started from their own end.
We'll be sure to be with DC20 tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Raymond Burr is a special officer for the San Francisco Police who must find a sniper that disables him in Ironside. It's all right here on DC20.
Here comes Kelly Miller to start out, down to Mike Ridley. And as he looks for Bobby Gould in the pass, it's deflected off Velishek's stick up into the crowd.
I think the other thing, though, Mike, that has been so impressive to me about the Devils has been the much improved play and mobility from their defensemen. It's one thing if you've got those forwards down there in that forechecking mode forcing the turnovers, but it's a completely different thing if the defensemen don't take advantage and keep the puck in at the point and then do something with it. But guys like Ken Danico, guys like Randy Velishek, guys who weren't playing with that real confidence and that ability to move the puck and do something with it early in the year, are certainly doing it right now. You add in a guy like Tom Curvers, who's always done that, and a guy like Sorella as well, and they really have got a potent group back there who can make you pay for a turnover in your own zone.
Curvers has certainly been a big addition to this club in my mind. For many years we've been hearing about how the Devils were going to be such a good team someday with players on that blue line like Sorella, Danico, Wolanin all coming up, and Curvers really helps to complete that lineup.
And of course Bruce Driver also doing the key job.
Driver. Here's a penalty call coming up. This is a delayed penalty against Washington, and Malarchuk comes out to his right to make a stop. And now Muller is up high with his sticks along with Hunter. Hunter reaches in there and goes after Muller, and a pile up in the face-off circle. Pushing and shoving still going on, and there is going to be one original penalty already to the Washington Capitals. We'll see what else comes of this.
And I'm almost sure that the penalty was going to be originally against Dale Hunter. We'll try and sort it all out for you when we return after these messages with the Devils leading 1-0. He is in the penalty box. We don't know how much time he is going to be given. I was sure that at a play at center ice, he upended a New Jersey Devil and was going to get the call from Dennis Morrell to begin with.
Matt Gustafson, 2 minutes for interference. Number 32, Dale Hunter, receives 2 minutes for roughing. For the Devils, number 9, Kirk Muller, 2 minutes for roughing. The time of the penalties is 13:50.
Well, I guess it was going to be Gustafson. It was called for interference, but it was Hunter, in my mind, who was involved in that collision that knocked, I thought, Kirk Muller off his skates right at center ice.
Brian Murray's club down a skater once again. The Devils will have the extra man out there. It'll be 5 skaters against 4. The penalties to Hunter and Muller will cancel one another out. That leaves Gustafson off the ice. And giving New Jersey their 3rd power play of this first period.
You lose a key penalty killer in Gustafson and a key face-off man, particularly in your own defensive zone in Dale Hunter. Once again, the New Jersey Devils with the man advantage, but the people off the ice for Washington in this case really are a factor for what New Jersey could accomplish.
Verbeek will be out there for the Devils. Up front with Sundstrom and Johnson. It is Driver back on the blue line. And he's going to be paired with Greg Wolanin. Capitals have 4 skaters on. It's Bobby Gould with Kelly Miller, Kevin Hatcher, and Greg Smith. Devils lead 1-0, and here they go with a man advantage on the power play. Patrick Sundstrom to the blue line inside the Washington zone. Now gives it off to Mark Johnson. Back to the point. Here's Driver over to Wolanin, right in front, and Hatcher steals and clears. One rush, and already 30 seconds are gone off that penalty call to Gustafson. Here comes Johnson again, back into the Washington zone, and this time Malarchuk reaches to his left and takes no chances covering it up to stop play. There'll be a face-off now in the Capital zone.
Mark Johnson had just a fair regular season. He really wasn't as much a factor as he's been over the years, but with the goal tonight giving him 5 in the playoffs, he was the guy who got the Devils off to such a great start against the New York Islanders. So right now, if you can figure that the slump from their number 1 line is over after Broughton picks up 3 the other night, the Devils now showing terrific balance in all departments, something the Capitals still have not shown because Mike Gartner and David Christian just put 1 goal apiece in the playoffs.
Johnson ready to go against Ridley. Back it comes to Hatcher. Now over to McLean. Picked up by Ridley and sent all the way down the ice. One minute to go in the Gustafson penalty. Devils with the power play, and here comes Driver across the blue line to Patrick Sundstrom. He's taken out by Dave Christian. Driver back at the point. Leads it over. Wolanin breaks his stick with a shot. And the puck cleared off the boards now out to the point. Driver keeps it in. Underneath the skate of Johnson, it goes to McLean. He tries to center it. Hayes a shot. Johnson scores the goal. Mark Johnson's second power play offering of this first period has given New Jersey a 2-0 lead.
And ostensibly it's 4-on-4 because Wolanin had broken his stick and his replacement hadn't gotten in. But the Devils are beating the Capitals to the loose pucks. Watch how quickly they get to this one. You see the quick move that McLean makes to Sundstrom. Watch the beautiful back pass. Stevens and Hatcher are all the way over to the right side. Nobody, in terms of a Capitals penalty killing forward, drops down to Dick Johnson, and he's got easy pickings for his second goal of the night, the second on the power play.
Scored by number 12, Mark Johnson. That's his 6th goal of the playoffs, his 2nd of the game. Assist to number 17, Patrick Sundstrom, and number 15, John McLean. Time of the goal is 15:07.
So New Jersey up by a 2-0 count. Play underway back in the Devil's zone. Both clubs at full strength now, although there still are players in the penalty boxes. It doesn't affect the on-ice situation. Gustafson comes out of the box after the Devils score on the power play. Here's Murphy in the corner with David Maley. They tie up. Brendan Shanahan gets his signals crossed. He and Maley collide, and here comes Murphy with it now for the Capitals. Dumps it inside the New Jersey zone. Adams back after Cirella. Gartner dumps Cirella on the play. Now the puck centered by Greg Adams. Comes right back to him. He loses it, and back come the Devils on the attack. Larry Murphy reaches out with a stick check and knocks it loose to center ice. Collision right in front of the Washington bench now, and David Maley has been knocked on his backside. He wasn't happy about it. Here's Murphy. Up the boards for Bobby Gould. Loiselle puts it back on the stick of Conacher, who was trapped inside the Washington zone. And the Devils are offside with 3:40 to go here in this first period.
Seated following the conclusion of this period. For our lucky fan of the game drawing, if your seat location is selected, you'll win a dinner for two.
You heard Terry Murray talk about before the game not giving New Jersey that many chances on the power play. They've had two, a slashing call, which you have to say is needless, and an interference play right at center ice. Two penalties that were ill-advised by the Capitals in that regard, and New Jersey has taken advantage of both of them.
Scott Stevens on defense for the Capitals with Gary Galley. Up front, it's Mike Ridley with Kelly Miller and Bob Gould. There's Claude Loiselle, a former Detroit Red Wing, ready to go here for the faceoff. He's on with Conacher and Doug Brown. Wolanin back on the blue line with Ken Danico. Malarchuk sets up Scott Stevens. He idles behind the net. Now flips the pass out to Kelly Miller. All the way to center ice for Mike Ridley. Ridley charges to the blue line. Deaking tries to get by, and Danico sweeps the puck to the corner. Here's Miller with it. Takes it behind the net. Turns a sharp corner back to that goal, and now walks in front with a backhand shot. And a save is made by Burke. Back into the corner for Doug Brown. Brown to the blue line. Kept in by Scott Stevens. He bounces it toward the net. It hops over the stick of Danico, and now the Devils play it all the way down the ice. Gary Galley back first, and icing is the call. There's a break in the action with a score. The Devils 2, the Capitals nothing.
We're down to 2:54 left to play in this first period. The Capitals, after going without a shot for almost 10 minutes, finally get one more here against Sean Burke as Kelly Miller weaves his way from behind the net, throws the backhand in front, but Burke down in that crouch has the pads and the stick right down there along the ice, and the Devils quickly clear. One shot and out for the Caps.
Here's a drive from the point by Greg Smith. That's right on target. The save is made by Burke. We have a delayed penalty call coming up against New Jersey. Out of the nets comes Malarchuk. In front. A shot is blocked, and now it's going to be a minor for holding. Dennis Morrell is called holding as Dave Christian was dropped to the ice right in front of the New Jersey goal, and this penalty comes with 2:42 left in the first period, so the time of the call 17-18, and the Caps with a chance here to go out with a man advantage.
You can guarantee yourself the best seat available for all Cap Home playoff games. All you need to do is put down a deposit on a season ticket or a partial plan for next year. That entitles you to purchase the best available ticket to all Cap Home playoff games. For more information, sales reps are standing by right now to answer any of your questions at 386-7000. That number again, 386-7000.
Minor penalty call for holding at 17-18 of the first period. And the Caps have the power play. Scoring at 17% during the playoffs. Washington with 10 power play goals and 59 chances coming into this game. The Devils at 86% and killing them off. Doing the job 43 times out of 50 opportunities.
Suspenders of Bruce Driver come undone. Minor equipment work Jersey bench. Right back in action. Again, Mike, even though only 4 shots on goal, no second chances whatsoever. Burke so far has been able to see almost everything except for that quick deflection by Lou Franceschetti that may have given him a little trouble, though he made a nice save on that. But so far, the Capitals unable to get any sustained action on Sean Burke.
The Devils with only 9 shots on goal, so it's not like they've totally dominated play, out shooting Washington something like 17-4, let's say. So the Caps just have to get on the board. Here they are inside the New Jersey zone. Power play hockey for Washington. It's Galley over to Hatcher, a slap shot, right on. Burke the save, rebound shot. Christian has it knocked down right in front. Off the sideboards now to Gustafson. Now some slashing starts in front of the net. Hunter and Loiselle get to hacking at one another, and let's see, we're going to have penalties here from Morrell, and it looks like both players are headed off the ice with minor penalties. Still a minute 13 left in the Velishek penalty for holding, and they're going to send Hunter and Loiselle both back to their respective dressing rooms. Here's a little time remaining in the period.
Excuse me, Mike. Here's the drive from Kevin Hatcher. Burke makes the save, but gives up that rebound, and look at the way David Christian shoots it, but it caroms off those bodies in front, mainly Joe Cirella. But this is what the Capitals have to do. Burke has been giving up some rebounds. Nobody's been able to take advantage of it. That certainly is a very tough puck in that regard because it's high, it's flipping around, and there you see the Christian shot probably would have gone wide, hits the body of Cirella, but Sean Burke has been strong, but I can't say that he has been just absolutely spectacular. He has not been standing on his head to turn away the Washington Capitals. I just don't think they have really been taking advantage of some of the things Sean Burke has been giving them, rebounds in particular. They seem to be long ones. They seem to be coming out back up that slot, and Washington has to track a few of them down and zip it past him when he's down on the ice like that.
18:05, the time of the penalty calls to Hunter and Loiselle for roughing. The draw at the top of the circle, and it's sent over to the right point now for Larry Murphy. Murphy back to Scott Stevens, a slap shot, blocked, rebound sent to the side of the net, and cleared from just to the side of the New Jersey goal. Power play hockey for another minute for the Caps. A drive on goal, a rebound shot, and a goal! The Capitals get on the board using the power play with Velishek in the box, and it's now 2-1.
And there they start to chase down some rebounds. Let's see if it's maybe either Christian or Adams who may have popped that thing in, but the Capitals finally put some traffic in front of Sean Burke. Good shot coming through to the point, and there are some Washington skaters there to pounce on the loose puck. Scott Stevens makes the play at the point, stops it, one stride, and then bang. But look at the traffic in front. There's Greg Adams, and look how David Christian is there to pick up that rebound. Shoots it once, and then shoots it twice. Makes a terrific second shot from a very difficult angle, and the Capitals get David Christian on track, get their offense on track, and late in the period, strike through to get it down to a 1-goal New Jersey lead at 2-1. Boy, how snake-bit David Christian must have felt for a moment. Wide open net. His shot hits his own teammate, but he has the presence of mind to stay there and put it home. And you see that little gash under the right eye of David Christian. That came in the first minute of the game the other night when Kirk Muller got the stick up on Christian right in the face. No call from Terry Gregson. And that, to me, seemed to set a tone for New Jersey. They took to their advantage in Game 2.
Adams and Stevens assisting on Christian's second goal of the playoffs. Time of the goal, 18:22 of the first period. Devils are back at full strength now. Here's an icing call against New Jersey. And the faceoff goes all the way back to the Devils zone. Jim Schoenfeld's club now with only a 1-goal lead as the Capitals' Dave Christian gets Washington on the scoreboard. All 3 goals in the game so far have been power play goals. Caps suddenly spurred up to 8 shots on goal. New Jersey with just 9. So it's a good way to... It's reflected in those shot totals, picking up those rebounds, getting those chances in front.
Very positive thing. One thing the Capitals must make sure, though, is the other night when they scored in the second period to bring them to within 1, New Jersey quickly answered back, and that, to me, was the key goal of the game, the one that Verbeek scored. So Capitals must make sure, if they don't get anything else this first period, that they do not let New Jersey get a little momentum coming back.
Icing is the call as Stevens goes back for it. Doug Brown jostles Stevens as he goes back to touch the puck. players there really expecting just to, whoever gets there first makes that contact, and if you're not really close to the player, you're not expecting any contact from somebody else. Stevens had something to say about the fact that Brown did jostle him.
But Mike, there you see, I think, exactly what has been typical of Scott Stevens' play this year. He's not going to let Brown get away with it without a little word and a little elbow back, has a little something to say to him. Kelly Miller steps in. Now Brown is going to be happy to take Scott Stevens off, but you see Stevens just gets the stick up for a skirmish and then makes his way back behind the pile. Doesn't stay in there, doesn't linger, doesn't get himself off the ice. He's out there now, and he may be able to do something with that big point shot.
1:03 to go in the first period. The Capitals trail 2-1. Here comes Doug Brown to start back. Goes in on Scott Stevens. Poke check by Stevens to the sideboards. Now Conacher tries to dig it out. Stevens has covered the puck. And play is called.
There he is, out on the ice instead of in the penalty box, and Scott Stevens makes a key defensive play to slow down a New Jersey foray into the Capitals' defensive zone.
Scott Stevens, I think, still a very legitimate trophy candidate for the Norris Trophy. I say he's a legitimate candidate. I think he deserves a lot of consideration, but I don't think he'll win it this year. I think next year, if he puts together the same type of season that he had this year, he'll win it. That's just the way the awards seem to go. You've got to do it more than 1 year consecutively and have solid years each time before they seem to vote you into those sort of things. And I think Scott is going to get it sooner or later, but although I think he deserves it this year, I think he'll get it next year.
I agree with that, and I think he deserves to be at least in the final 3 or 4. He should be.
Gustafson's shot goes wide. 35 seconds to play in the first period. Now Hatcher waiting on Verbeek to come across the line, but the play called offside. Are you one of these people that believes that there should be a split balloting on that trophy, or maybe create a second trophy, one for the most offensive defenseman? Right now the Norris Trophy just given to the best defenseman, or does the number of points enter into it in your way of thinking?
Well, see, I think that it would be a pretty legitimate way to handle things, particularly since there's an award for a defensive forward. Why not a defensive defenseman in that regard? But here you got so many people, like in Scott Stevens' regard, certainly has got a lot of good offensive skills, but his real strength is that strong defensive physical play. You know, he's the type of guy that, to me, is just the perfect hybrid of what you want out of a defenseman. Do everything for you. Lead the rush. You saw that terrific shot he put on the power play. Certainly his offensive skills are being recognized, but it's that defensive end. Big hitting has been so key.
There is Patrick Sundstrom, the twin brother of the Capitals' Peter Sundstrom. Here's Stevens. Up to Hatcher, and it's deflected into the crowd with 8 seconds left in the first period.
You got that close look at Patrick Sundstrom. You can see so much of his brother as identical twins. You get a lot of Badger Bob Johnson when you take a look at Mark. Those eyes in particular. Big wide set eyes. Certainly have had the focus on the Capitals' goal so far tonight with the 2 to get New Jersey started.
Here's Scott Stevens. Only seconds remaining in the period. Lead pass goes behind Gustafson. The Devils take it just as time runs out. Shots on goal during the first period. New Jersey 9 and the Washington Capitals 8. The Devils get goals from Mark Johnson, who had a pair, and Dave Christian scores for the Capitals. All the goals came on the power play. More Stanley Cup coverage after these messages on DC 20.